contestants would like to know if you're ever allowed to improvise on the set.
Well, I don't know, you should really ask Michael Knight that question. You're not allowed to, but he does. You can do, I mean, the show is timed, and we have to record, I think, 43 minutes a day. And they write, I think, 48 minutes or so, but then they make cuts the night before. And so really, the point of my story is
Yeah, what is your point?
Don't, man! Don't pick on me! Go away! No. It means that you get a speech and you can't just cut it in half or add your own thing on the end of it, because it's all time. So as long as you can change it around and as long as it takes the same amount of time and you're saying the same thing. But you have to argue the fact that the director sometimes.
Yeah, well, you know, just to tail end on that, I mean, there is a little bit of flexibility in our scenes. They like you to stay to the script because there's been a writer who's actually taken the time to actually write the dialogue, so they want you saying the dialogue. But after working like 2 shows in a complete day, which means about, 7 to 14 scenes, some of those lines get a little mixed-matched and put together. Well, I mean, sometimes he'll rewrite something on the spot.
Yeah.
And we just have to go with it. But he's earned that. He's been there long enough to do that, so.
Torsten does it too a little bit, doesn't he? He'll add little lines here and there, Torsten.
I never stay to the script. I completely make everything up. Isn't it brilliant?
You're a genius.
Genius.
Mary? Yes, well, we have Ellen from New Brunswick, New Jersey, and she would like to know, what is a memorable moment for each of you on all the years that you've taped? What's a memorable moment on a day at work?
I'm not going first.
Okay, we'll start on the other. Melissa?
There's so many. I mean, I've only been there a year and a half, but it's still. I still think of my first day being memorable. Like I said, I was like an extra on the show when I was 13, and I was in the green room. They put us on the green room. I know my dressing room is right across the hallway from the green room. It says Miss Egan and everything, and it's very strange because my first day there, I was like, really? I'm my own room? And so I think probably my first day just being there and being with these people that I'd watched for so long, and being in the studio, 10 years before, as like a 13-year-old extra in a park, and then having my own room, that was like a really memorable moment my first day. It was really special.
So between being an extra and actually having a role, were you a consistent All My Children viewer?
I was on and off, like in college I would, but when I was 13, when I auditioned, there was no soap net, so I couldn't watch at night. Now you can. Like the soap net flag? Yeah, you do.
A new way to watch soap.
And then I would watch on and off, and in LA I'd be getting ready for auditions, like blow drying my hair, and it would be on ABC, so I didn't watch every day up until then, but I did. I always was a fan.
Jacob, most memorable moment?
Well, on All My Children, in soap operas in general, I mean, we're taping so fast, we don't always get the opportunity from a director or your scene partner or the producer saying, hey, that was a good job, that was a great job. And definitely you rarely get that from the crew. And I mean, our crew, which is made up of guys from Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, they're a little bit rough around the edges, And, when sometimes they come up behind you, they slap you on the ass, and they're like, great job, Jacob, that was a great scene. And that's like those days when you go, I've even affected the crew members who were there working their butts off the entire time. That's a special day to me, and that's a memorable day when you can get that from them.
Yeah, the jaded crew, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I didn't go first because I'm going to be there with Melissa. My first day was very, very special. From the time that I auditioned and screen tested, and I'm in the dressing room thinking, oh my God, I've got to do this. I know these lines so well, but now I can't think of any of them. What do I say again? And then you're getting the job, and then being in the Bahamas like a year and a half later with Eva LaRue taping Atlantis over there. That was absolutely amazing to go outside the studio and to shoot on the beach and around Atlantis was something that, they don't do many remotes in soap operas. And then recently we just did another location shoot out in the woods, which I can't really talk about too much because it's 4 weeks away. But again,
it's a good one.
You heard it here first.
The crew, again, I did this thing talking about Greenlee, and the cruise, you know, really affected me. It was fantastic, and that's a rare moment. And to drive home from these woods, an hour and a half, with you actually, gave me a lift home, and it was nice. It was a good couple of days, because we was out there from 8 in the morning when I first started the first scene, and we wrapped at like 2:30 a.m. and it was freezing cold.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So long
it's worth
days.
it. It's worth it.
We love seeing those remote stuff, the remote things, don't we? Even they go somewhere else, it's fun. Yeah, we know they keep you so busy. You've got these long days. What do you do just to relax? We have time for this one last question. Just when you're not working, your day off, or you're done, what's something you enjoy doing? I know you like to cook, don't you?
I like to cook, yeah. I cook, but sometimes that is relaxing. I suppose on a Saturday, the first thing is go for a nice run, hit the gym, go to the steam, come back, and usually, you know, have a good brunch. Really, I don't cook it myself. I'd rather someone else cook it, and then go to the movies and watch, you know, some amazing actors that we watch on the big screen, and just sort of switch off from the soap world and from learning lines, and just watch somebody else do their craft.
Good. Jacob?
I had a problem with leaving the work at the door. Sometimes I go home emotional, still like a mess or angry, because I was putting a lot of the real stuff into it, you know, and trying to not only affect my scene partner, but affect myself. So I did have a hard time decompressing, and the way that I relax now is I go home, I'll turn the TV on, I'll crack open a nice cold beer, and I'll leave it at the door. And that's the best way. I mean, because now family's not getting affected by my work, and you know, we just leave it at the door.
No bringing JR home.
Leave the beer at the door.
Yeah, right on the door.
Crack open the beer and leave it at the door.
Well, I was going to say pretty much the same answers too. I like to go out and enjoy New York City, go out with my girlfriends, definitely have a beer or two, glass of wine, maybe after a long day. But my new obsession is I just bought a puppy. So now, and her name's Sophia Claire Egan, and she's a Cavapoo, half Cavalier, half Poodle. I just got her 2 weeks ago, so she's like my obsession. Now anytime I'm home, I like can't not be with her, I can't leave her, so she's great. She's like my new thing for now. And my brother's watching her right now while I'm in Florida, but she's very cute.
Aww. What's her name?
Well, I haven't bought the clothes yet, but I'm going to. Especially because it's getting cold in New York and her name is Sophia. To answer your question. Yeah, I'll get a little outfit.
Well, thanks so much, all of you, for spending time. We know you have a real busy schedule. How about another round of applause?